So I have here a video clip and a few stills of Nick up against Chipper Jones to break down his swing and see if we can figure out some flaws he has, some things he does well, and some things he needs to work on. Alright, here we have the beginning of the stride. As we've stepped toward the pitcher, we should get our back elbow up, the knob toward the catcher with our wrists cocked. You see the barrel of the bat should be splitting the back of the head. Nick is in a pretty good position right here. Alright, here we have Chipper and Nick in the same points in their swing, beginning to open up the hips, begin rotation toward the ball. You can see Chipper has kept his shoulders back while his hips have opened, whereas Nick, with very little hip rotation, already has the hands down toward the side. This will cause Nick to lose power, lose a lot of bat speed. He's lost the potential torque and tension that takes place when our hips open relative to the shoulder position. So he will lose that coil and lose that power. Another thing you can see here is Nick's bat is already far ahead of Chipper's, and as we step by step this on plane by plane, of course, with Chipper Jones' elite bat speed, it will far surpass Nick's just in the next frame. Moving to the next slide here. The most important picture of all, this is where most contact takes place on the major league level. What's key here is that Chipper's hands are pretty much at the front foot, which is where contact happens for 90% of big league hitters. Nick's hands have been thrown out front. Also, you can notice Chipper's bat has already surpassed Nick's bat for the same speed here. Chipper's back foot toe down. Nick has no balance on the back foot. It's just kind of hanging around there. Also, you'll notice on the toe, not on the balls of the foot, as often taught in youth baseball, squashing the bug, which produces actually poor balance for a rotational swing. Front foot, front knee is straight and rigid, firm, strong on both. Nick's done a good job there. Nick's hips are open in a good position for the most part, but again, they did not provide him any power in this swing as he initiated it with the hands already. They're just pulling through, giving him no benefit. Nick's head's a little much to the pitcher, not down on the ball. You can see Chipper's head in on the ball. Everything looks good here otherwise. Front elbow is up, back elbow's a little far past, should be connected to his back hip. Nick's swing right here is from my old school of teaching him to throw his hands, and where his back elbow rubs across his belly button, you want that back elbow to stay attached to his back hip. So Chipper is in the perfect hitting position for contact and impact. Nick is right now kind of a hybrid between an old linear swing and the new rotational swing that we are working on. And to the next slide, the power V position, I guess, just through extension here. This is what Cal Ripken teaches. He actually wants contact here. Like I said in the previous slide, most major leaguers actually have contact prior to this position, got the front foot. So Nick actually looks far better than I would have thought at this position. Again, his head is up, looking more at the pitcher, should be tucked in, looking down at the ball. He doesn't have as good a balance on his back foot, but his ear is pretty much in line with his back knee, which is what you want. He's got a slight backward lean, not quite as much as Chipper, but I actually don't mind that. So for the most part, he looks pretty good here. Final slide here is the follow through, and the least important of all, really. The one thing I'll notice here is Chipper's bat speed is, of course, far surpassed Nick's by now. He's almost hitting his back at this point. He does release it with one hand, but not until he's far through his swing. Doesn't matter. Honestly, after contact, the ball is on the bat for such a small moment of time. It's not as critical as some people make it out to be. But again, what I'll notice is Chipper's back toe, perfect balance, still down, toe down on the ground. Nick was rolled to one side on his follow through. He simply is now rolled to the other. He has no balance on that back side. Through this swing, Nick has a little bit of a hybrid between old cues I've given him and what we're working on now. And the biggest flaw that he has in this current swing is the fact that he's initiating too much with his upper body and not enough with his hips. But that's it. Thank you.